working together and developing chemistry quickly here. Right. How has that process gone since you guys came back at the end of July?
It's gone good. I mean, because we're able to get together on the grass now that we're practicing, and whether it's walkthrough, and we're always working together. So when the special teams are working, the O-line's not involved in that special team unit. For us, it's an individual period. It's a time for us to get together and work, whether it's a walkthrough tempo and or just doing more drills at a little bit faster pace. But it's been good. Like I said before, in the spring, we try to make those virtual meetings as real for us. Like we were live all together, and you're going to allow time for guys to cut up a little bit in the beginning and have a little fun and that camaraderie from that standpoint. So it's been going really good. Credit to all the guys who are working through this kind of unique environment.
How is Makai coming along in his first week here?
He's coming along really good. He's clearly hit the book all summer long. You know, he left the spring at a good spot as far as understanding what we're doing, and he's hit the ground running since he's been here. Every time I got a question for him, you know, in front of the guys, he's hit it out of the park. He's right on top of it. If he doesn't know the answer, it's like a 5-second pause, hearing him turn the page to go right to the notes where he wrote it down to find it. So he's done a really good job at that. Now it's just getting him experience and reps out on the grass and continue to see a lot of different things and grow from that standpoint. And against our defense, he's getting a ton of variety of looks and getting a lot of good teachable moments. So he's done a really good job.
Frank, where is he conditioning wise?
I think his condition is just like everybody else where we want it. It's with the unique circumstance. We all need to get in better shape. By no means are we game ready. Would we have 2 practices against our defense? I mean, they're all running together for me right now. But, I mean, we got a lot of work to do up front, and he's no different than anyone else to get ourselves game ready, you know, get that callus. And that just comes from, you know, hitting the pads, you know.
Are there challenges unique to that position, right, to left tackle? I'm sure you've groomed a lot of left tackles in your day. For a young guy coming in, you know, are there things that are unique to that spot?
I think the position, all 5 spots are unique. I wouldn't say, I mean, the old school days back when I was trying to hang on as a player in this league, the left tackle meant a lot more than let's say the right side, because that was the blind side. This day and age in the NFL, they got some serious cats on both sides of that line of scrimmage. They walk around. They don't just rush the edge. They rush inside. So that kind of went out the window a few years ago, the way I view the world. The right tackle better be just as good as the left tackle in protection as well as the 3 inside guys. That's just the nature of modern day NFL. They're really good, man, on the other side of the ball. So it makes it fun.
Hey, Frank, it's Kim Jones from NFL Network. Thanks for doing this. Makai told us today he's at 370 pounds and would like to lose a few. Would you be comfortable with him at that weight, or do you have a goal weight in mind for him?
Yeah, the weight when it comes to the offensive line, you kind of want to deal with more of a body fat percentage in conjunction with a pure number. And it's kind of that balancing act where you get to that diminishing returns. I mean, this game's all about speed and leverage. All right. So, you know, mass times acceleration equals force, right? So you guys know all that. So you need a guy who can play with speed and bend. And at what point does he start to lose his ability to bend and move with speed, and he's not creating force? So that's unique to every individual. And he's extremely unique because he's a big man and he can still move and bend. So you want to have some mass on you so you can be able to sit and anchor and do all those things in the run game as well. But at the same time, they don't just stand still out there. They move, and you got to be able to move with it. And you got to be able to create force on a variety of angles. And so is 370 too high? Yeah. Is there a magic number? We're working on that. He's learning. He's a young guy. His body is going to mature and change over time. Just like some of these vets, when they first came in, their rookie year as well. So, that's something we'll sit down with him from a training staff, the strength and conditioning staff, and with my input and some others to kind of come up with the best number with him. But it's all about, bottom line, it's production on the field and what's the healthiest for him as well. And right now, we're all trying to get to that exact number, but he's being productive as well. We need to improve in that area across the board.
Frank, I really appreciate that answer. If I could just follow up, please. In covering the league, obviously, I don't know any of this firsthand, but the best offensive lines I've covered are ones that really bust each other's chops. They love each other, but they really get on each other, and you're laughing. So I think you're well aware. Does Makai's big personality help him in that regard? Like, when we talk to him, none of this feels like it's too big for him or he doesn't know what to say to us. So I'm just wondering, do you think it helps him with teammates?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a great personality. He fits in the room in that regard, especially the O-line room. I mean, I laugh because that we have a little saying, a sign in our real room, but we use a sign virtually. We went over that as a group. About one of the lines in there is, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously. Have some thick skin. You're going to get criticized from a coaching standpoint, and your teammates, if they're the right kind of teammates, are also going to hold you accountable for things as well, on and off the field. But at the same time, that you're going to have fun. It's part of the locker room. That's the thing you're going to miss when you're done playing as well, are those times. And he's done a great job coming in and having fun with the rookie stuff and being one of the new guys. And at the same time, earning his keep as well in the room and earning the respect, which the guys have, because he's come in prepared and on top of his stuff. So the vets instantly respect rookies when they actually know the playbook, and they'll help them get further along and all the other things. So he's got a great personality. He's a lot of fun to coach and talk to, as you guys have had the experience of doing so.
Thank you.
As you look at last year's offensive line performance and start preparing for this year, what's one thing during the offseason where you're like, we got to get better at this?
Well, we got to get better at everything. I got a whole new room. I think right now I've got two guys in my room that were here at the beginning of training camp last year. Right? Chuma, the rookie, and then Jonathan Harrison. Everyone else we acquired middle to late training camp or during the season. So it's square one for everybody. Square one. So got to get better at everything. So I got a whole new room. So it's like really is, starting over from line one. So that's kind of our approach.
Frank, with all those new faces and with the limited time this year in training camp, you have to reduce your number of protections and the number of things that you normally would introduce or normally be practicing right now in training camp?
No, you just gotta be creative in how you teach and approach what you're doing and where you're getting time in to do installs, if you will. I mean, the way the schedule is, I'm taking advantage of every opportunity, like I mentioned before. If it's special teams period and the O-line's not involved, we're not on punt or kickoff, it's a field goal, but we're out there doing install. I'm installing on the grass. We're reviewing, in a walkthrough period, or I'm doing an install from a technique standpoint when we're actually have a full tempo practice. So you got to steal those opportunities every chance you get. And and the onus is on the players, to be good, the players got to take some ownership. And we went through the spring at a slow pace, going through our entire playbook and installing it. So this is not the first time they've heard it. It's the second and third time. And the pace starts to pick up. And now, because you got to progress past the assignment and start getting into your technique and fundamentals, perfecting your craft. You know what I mean? So that's where we got to get these guys to start thinking in those regards, as opposed to, okay, what's my assignment on this play? It's all the other stuff. What's the defense telling me? Who am I going against? Do I see any edge pressure coming? Am I going to get movement? Those types of things. So you can start taking your game to that level.
Frank, what is your background with Alex Lewis? I know you're both Arizona guys. You might have known his father a little bit. Right. Can you get into that a little bit, the connection in the background, and also what Alex brings to the table as a player?
Right. really no background to what you just kind of just hit on. I mean, we randomly are from Arizona, so you know, ask anyone who ever knows me in any walk of life. I'm the biggest, cheesiest guy, always touting off about Arizona. You know, it's my home state, right? So, but obviously his dad played the same era I did. Much better player, my dad. Very talented player. So I know who he is. Not like I knew him being in the Valley, but just know who he is with that regard. What Alex brings to the table is what you're looking for in offensive lineman. He's smart. He's tough. He's gritty. He's always looking to do extra and improve on all the little details. He's got a great positive attitude. He's got leadership qualities with him. He's a grinder. So you love coaching those guys. You can win with those types of guys.
Frank, how big is the challenge for Makai Beckton, who's 6'7" and change, to keep his pad level low, keep his knees bent, being that tall?
Yeah, well, one, he's proportionate at that height. I coached a guy in Dallas who was, I want to say close to 6'9", 6'10", Arkansas tackle. But he has really long limbs, so that's harder to bend. He's a little bit more proportionate, but it's hard to get low for everybody. I mean, especially these first couple days. My big saying is we're breaking out a can of Rusties because, you know, it's the rust working low and playing with better pad leverage. That's an issue everyone's dealing with right now, but he's no different than anyone else from that regards. So some guys have some natural leverage on him because of his height. Yeah, but they don't have his mass. And he's able to engulf those types of guys who got a little natural leverage, if you will, because of the height disparity. But he's done a good job sinking those pads.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Frank.
Frank.